or of the present if you're watching this live. Welcome to Sunday Streams with Talk. Today I will be designing creatures for my game, the Multiverse trading card game. I will just be brainstorming all sorts of design ideas for any type of creature that you might find in the multiverse. I'll start by drawing creatures based off of real life animals, probably, and then I can explore and do whatever. All right, let's start. Last time a viewer suggested a snail race, and I really like the idea, so I'll start with properly designing the snail race. Now, okay, let's check. All right, this is the right layer. Let's start by drawing the head. I think I'll just be drawing the heads of these characters. Now, snails are mollusks. They're quite mushy. They don't have any limbs, but it's not great to have a main race of a game not have any limbs. So I'll have to change the design of the snail and make it so it's a little more humanoid. So I like the antennae. Okay, let's try like this. I have opened here on my second monitor pictures of different animals. I have snails here, so I'll keep them on this monitor as reference. Okay, and I'll check in once in a while to reply to the chat. Okay, so snails don't have a lot of facial features, and we need facial features in order to make them talk and make them look like they're intelligent. Yeah, this is an interesting picture. These smaller tentacles look a little bit like mustache, so maybe we can make it look even more like a mustache and make them a little more whimsical. Okay, let's make this smaller, make the eraser smaller. It's enormous. Okay, so they have this huge leg that starts right here at the chin, and they have this double mouth. Okay, yeah, already I can see that I have to change the design. Let's give him, first of all, nostrils. Nostrils indicate that a creature is land-dwelling. I don't like the shape of his head. Let's make him a little less humanoid for the moment. Okay, so maybe something like this. Okay, I will be trying out different techniques. I'm not that comfortable yet with using Photoshop, so I like drawing like this. It's like drawing on with a regular pencil, but I'll try different techniques and see what happens. This is also just a little bit of practice for me, so maybe I'll get a few interesting designs from this stream, and if so, that's awesome. But even if I don't, I still get the practice. Whoops. And let me open Wait, how does this work? Oh, okay, like here. Okay. Hey, Mr. Boots, you're back. I've made everything in my power to prevent the stream from crashing. So hopefully it won't crash. It currently hasn't crashed yet, so okay, we've got that going for us. I'm going to design... Oh, by the way, I'm designing your creature, the snail. I'm designing the snail race, and I want to give them limbs of some sort, even if rudimentary, maybe flippers, so they can do things other than crawl around. And no, this looks a bit like a penguin with a snail face. So I'll just be doodling until I find the right design for this creature. Let's try different head shapes. I like that these two small tentacles go forward. Not tentacles, antennae. And they kind of look like a mustache. I did this already with the squid race, so maybe I should do something else. Maybe, I don't know if they should have ears actually. Probably not. I want them to be pretty weak. What are your plans for this stream? Lots of concept art and all hopes. Oh, this is so small, I can't read this. All hopes it doesn't end up like the last stream. No, it won't. I have my coffee here, so at least I won't fall asleep. And no, this time I'm doing concepts, so I know what I'm doing. I'm kidding, I have no idea what I'm doing, but we'll figure it out. Oh, come on, Jar Jar Binks, no. I don't want to design Jar Jar Binks. Although, let's say, his design is actually pretty interesting for an alien. Of course, his character is horrible and shouldn't have ever existed in the first place. I'm just thinking of different ways I can show a snail face and make it look like it can talk and operate. Okay. I think they can be a little bit goofy because, of course, I don't know why, because of anything. Because look at this. This looks goofy. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Oops. Okay, this is interesting. Let's give him a few chins and lines here and there. Okay. This time I will be painting the concepts. So if I start with something like this, I will then go back in and paint behind it. Okay, this is the closest, in my opinion, to what I want. So let's draw a version of this face. I prefer drawing concepts in 3/4 angles because they offer the best, the most amount of information about the concept. If you draw just plain faces, then you don't know how a creature looks on the side. And 3/4, you can just do one drawing and you kind of already know how it looks from the side and from the back. Maybe not from the back, but from the front and from the side, definitely. Okay, oh, now this is getting somewhere. and it can go down. All right, yeah. Now snails, they don't have any fur, they don't have any scales, so I can't really add any details other than maybe lines here and there, maybe some cross hatching, something like this, a quick cross hatching. Okay, this is a good start. Not bad at all. I've just started the stream already. I have a design ready, so that's great. So let's just jump right in and start painting. Okay. I'm just going to draw heads for today. I just want to draw a bunch of heads, just because it gets the idea, and it's cumbersome to draw the entire body of a creature every time. Plus, I don't know, it just looks interesting if there are like 5 or 10 faces lined up. Okay, I can get rid of these. I don't know, should I get rid of these sketches? Wait, not like this. Maybe I'll just make them smaller and put them somewhere that's not in front of everything. Okay, make them smaller. Okay. All right, this is a big canvas actually. Oh, I mean, this is 4,000 pixels by 4,000. So I'll have enough room for a lot of designs. I'll put them right here. Can you see them? Yeah, kind of. I'll put them right here then. I keep forgetting that you can't see the right side of the painting, so I'll just do this. Okay, so this is a basic snail person, probably male. What am I doing? Something is selected. Okay. All right. I'd zoom in on him, and I actually have never tried this before. I'll add a new layer, and I want to paint behind him. So let's try. Let's make him a little yellowish gray. Start with a base tone. Okay. I'm just adding base tone right now. This is all experiments. I'm not sure how this will end up. Well, let's see. This is good practice for later when I will be creating actual cards. Okay, now let's get a darker tone and more, more towards the green, let's say, maybe, I don't know. Okay, let's make this. Pump this down, change a few things. Here, smaller. Right. Yeah. No. Sure, it's pretty bad. Okay. He actually should be quite, what's it called, shiny, because they're usually covered in mucus or in some sort of liquid. I don't know what that is. Slime. And even though he is a little bit humanoid, he is still a snail. Okay, make this a little lighter. and now for the highlights. Actually, it already doesn't look bad. Highlights, I will do this, make it smaller, okay. Even smaller, actually. Makes the highlights a little bit orangey. I don't think you can actually see them. But still. Okay, what should we talk about? Oh, Mr. Blitz, since you're here, how was your testing? Have you tested the game? You received my deck, right? And how did it go? I actually tested myself yesterday, and I wanted to make a draft, a booster draft, but for some reason, after nagging me for weeks to finish the basic set earlier, my friends, my usual test group, all had stuff to do on the day that I organized the draft. And so I ended up doing a sealed. Sealed is basically you open a few packs of cards and make a deck directly out of them. You don't get to draft, and you don't get to choose which cards you play with. You say, I got the chance to play my friend with the red deck you sent me. He also got a blue deck from you, and we played 2 days ago. We played for a total of 22 turns, and I managed to beat him by building a massive army and just kept attacking until I got to his home planet and won the game. The twin ship and grape shot, charge shot combo is incredible. Oh, that's actually very good information. I didn't know. So the charge shot gives a +2, if I recall, gives +2 power to a ship, or all ships, or something like that. And the twin ship can attack twice if it has 2 creatures inside of it. So yeah, it makes sense that it's a good combo. 22 turns is a lot, though, even for these very basic decks that aren't, optimized. Did you spend a lot of time exploring the galaxy? Because some other people complained that the game went too long, but they didn't go for the win right away. They all tried to explore the galaxy beforehand, and sometimes it's in your strategy, but if you're playing a red deck, then it's probably not in your strategy, and you should honestly just build something fast and attack your opponent right away as soon as possible. Okay, this is a weird way of drawing. It looks awkward, a lot awkward. But okay, let's say we've drawn this snail. Let's design a different race of creatures. It looks okay from afar, I think. Not great from up close. Let's give him some highlights. Some white, yellowish highlights here. And after that's done, I will move on to the next creature. I still have a lot to learn in terms of digital painting. I've started not too long ago, and I really haven't done a lot of it. So So you'll have to bear with me, and you know, it will take some time to perfect this art. I really like digital drawing, though, even though I haven't been painting for all that long. I see its benefits, and really can lead to awesome results. Okay, enough with this guy. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so I also thought maybe we could have, oh, hello, Rizzo 68 or 66. Oh, for some reason this window is very small. I can't really tell what your name is. Okay, well, Rizzo or Rizzo. I don't know. How do you pronounce it? Oops. So we now have two layers: the drawing and the painting, which is interesting. This is one way of finishing a design, although I personally don't like the result. But yet again, but I mean, I never like my results, so that's okay. Let's try something different now. Let's draw on this layer, or maybe no, on this layer. Let's hide this one. And how do you overlay? No, actually no. Let's add another layer, so I don't. So I have a different drawing on each layer. We're learning here together, folks. How do you do overlay? See, this is a Russian version of Photoshop CS6. I used to have CS4 in English, and there was this neat thing called overlay. I have no idea. Well, okay, we'll figure it out later. It's not like we need it right away. What I wanted to do is dynamic color dynamics, and okay, is this okay? Yeah. This is what I wanted. Okay. See, now what I'm doing here is, if you see here, I'm painting with a black brush on a white background, and I just put in a color dynamics, which makes it so if I push harder, the color of my brush will be closer to this background color, which in this case is white, and if I push lighter, it will be closer to black, right? Oh no, the other way around. See, I'm pushing really hard, and now it's black, and now I'm pushing slightly, and it's light gray. So this technique can be used to draw light and shadow really quickly. And then you can use this function overlay, which allows you to, I don't know, overlay color on top of this black and white drawing. No, this is my first creature. I have a few small concepts here, but it's the first race. Where are they actually? Oh, I hid the layer. Here they are. Nothing special. All right, now, what kind of creature should we design next? I want to make it based off of another animal. And I have a few pictures of weird animals that we can design from. Let's make this smaller. I'm thinking right now I want to make it chameleon creature, based off a chameleon. So this has been a while since I did this. Okay. Wow, this is really hard. Harder than I remember. Right. So I'm trying here different techniques. If you don't know what I'm doing, Rizzo, is I'm experimenting with different techniques and seeing what results I get. So this painting, or I don't know, this snail was drawn first. I drew sort of a pencil line art, and then I filled it with color and then erased the pencil and finished it up. And now I'm doing something that I don't know if other people use, but I found interesting, and it's kind of a weird way of painting. You paint a black and white picture, and then maybe this is too big of a thing, of a, what's it called? Brush. You paint a black and white picture and then you fill it in with the color. Plus, it's kind of hard to control how hard you push with your with a brush, and I think I'll get a. It'll take a few moments for me to adjust. Okay, so let's give him nostrils. Actually, I should probably put up some pictures of chameleons. I have some pictures here, and you won't be able to see them. They're on the other monitor. Monitor. Why do I keep saying monitor? Monitor. Okay, so yeah, they're actually very interesting looking. I'm doing a poor job of drawing them. Okay, let's add some elements, design elements to him. All right. I seem to recall, Rizzo, you also asked for a deck. Did you get? Did you have a chance to play with it? I was saying that I playtested yesterday, but we didn't have enough people for a draft, so we ended up doing another version of limited play, which is called sealed, where you open a few packs, 8 in my case, and build deck right away without drafting them or anything, without choosing what cards you play. You just, I mean, you choose what cards to put in your deck, but you don't get to change your pool. You are stuck with what you opened. Okay, this looks dumb. And it's been a very long time since I played Multiverse myself. I was very pleasantly surprised with how it played. Especially with the two-player games. They weren't that long, they were interesting, especially with the new version of the boarding mechanic. And it was a good playtest, except we, for some reason, decided to test a 3-player game. And I had this 28 hexagon galaxy, so it's one in the middle. Then, I mean, I don't have to draw it. It's just yeah, this is a lot better. Okay, let's just do this quickly. So this is a 2-player galaxy. A 3-player galaxy, I just put in 3 spaces here. And these are your starting spaces. So it's a huge distance from your home planet to another player's home planet. And it took an incredibly long time to get to their planets. And honestly, nobody won. nobody could win. It was incredibly hard to do anything because by the time you are close to an enemy home planet, they have a million ways to deal with your threats. Okay, let's open the chat. I'm sure you've said something by now. Yes. Okay, I see. I didn't have a chance. Oh, you didn't have a chance to play. Just had a look at each card and was thinking of some possible strategies. I don't remember which deck you asked for. I think I mentioned at least what strategy I at least intended that deck to be. I think you asked for red. Honestly, a lot of people asked for a red deck. Too many. I don't know why. I think that the red deck, or the red cards, are the least interesting as of right now. Maybe I did a bad job of designing them, but they're just not that engaging as of right now. I'll fix that, of course. All the cards need to be interesting in certain ways. Okay, so this is incredibly hard to draw. For some reason, I remember it being easier to draw with this technique. Maybe I should change the transparency. Okay. Actually, let's get rid of color dynamics. Where is it? Here. And just make shape dynamics work. And I can... Oh, this is way... Oh, look at this. This is way better. And I can make it lighter as I wish. And darker. Oh yeah, this is how I drew. Okay, this makes sense. This is a lot easier to draw now. Okay. Now what have I? This. Okay. This design isn't the best for a chameleon, at least right now. Let's make him a little more interesting. Oh yeah, Rizzo, you got the green deck. You were the only person to get the green deck. Green ended up being the most interesting, in my opinion. At least it's my favorite right now of the 4 decks that I sent to you guys, and has some weird cards. And also, it turns out it has a few overpowered cards. I tested today, and yeah, there are a few cards that are insanely overpowered and shouldn't be printed ever. Oh, maybe should be printed at a much higher cost. But I wanted green to have other ways to move around the galaxy other than ships, and actually I stand by that. I think green got a little too many ships still. I want to really make it only a few as an exception. Okay. This is actually quite interesting. I don't want to waste too much time on this one, but it's been half an hour and I've already finished one design, so I can waste a little more time on this one. Let's make this crest a little more interesting. Okay. What's the video going to be on tomorrow? Well, I have a few things recorded already, so I can tell you what they are. Sorry for replying so late, by the way. I just realized you wrote that. The video, first of all, I talk about preparing for a draft, and how long it is and how painful. It's really a lot of work. So you'll see me preparing for the draft, and then there'll be the actual playtesting, a little bit of it. I didn't get to film a lot because I was playing along with the other testers, so it's kind of hard to play and film so that you have enough stuff to film. Yeah, that's why I don't usually play myself. And then I wanted to talk about I've talked about the 4 colors on the last video, so I won't talk about that. I'll talk about the new what's it called? The new boarding mechanic and how it changes fundamentally a few things in the game. And I will talk about I had something planned actually. So I talked about rarity and what else? I wanted to talk about luck on the next episode. How luck is important in these sort of games, and how luck gives a chance to newer players to win their games, at least a few of them, if they're lucky, of course. Of course, too much luck frustrates the more competitive players, so you don't want too much luck. But you need a little bit, enough that it's interesting to know what you'll draw on the next turn, enough that it matters what cards you draw at the beginning of your turn. Okay. And maybe I'll talk about something else. Probably what I've said right now won't cover all 10 minutes. Although I can talk about luck for a long time, actually. I have a few things planned for next week. I want to design a logo for the Multiverse trading card game. I wanted to design it this week, but the draft and the creation of booster packs took up a lot of time, like a lot of time, and I didn't end up designing the logo. Logo. How do you say? Is it logo or logo? I guess it doesn't matter. So yeah, now you can see that this technique takes a lot more time than the other one. The results are arguably better. I mean, I could have took more time with the other drawing and probably gotten better results, obviously. Plus, I want to check overlay, how overlay works. I'll do a few more things, and you'll get why I'm drawing this in black and white. Okay. What's the video going to be tomorrow? Oh, logo. Okay, logo. I didn't get you for a second. What is he talking about? All right. Enough is enough. Let's see if I find the overlay button, and then I'll show you what it does. Still a few things to draw. Okay, here we go. Now, layers. Who knows Russian here? Does anybody speak Russian? And knows Photoshop also? I mean, except me. Преобразить в смарт-объект. No, this is not the right thing. Параметры наложения. Создать what? Создать обтравочную маску. No, that doesn't seem right. Maybe this. Okay. Sure. Let's see if this works. Let's get green color. Yes, yes, it's working. Look at this. Suddenly, oh wait, is it working? Wait a second. No, it's not. It's supposed to change the black to whatever color I'm painting with. Can't speak Russian, me neither. Yeah. I should have actually watched the tutorial on how to change a layer to an overlay layer. Создать come on. What? No! Control Z. I'm probably just being extremely dumb, and it's written right here, but I can't find it. Параметры наложения. Okay. Hello? Oh, sound is back on. Yes, I found a way to fix these problems with sound. Sometimes it disappears, but I'm pretty sure I'm back on. It's usually when there is an error. We don't hear anything. I'm pretty sure sound is back on, and I don't have to restart the stream, which is awesome. I just go to OBS, which is my open broadcaster software. Go to settings, audio, and reinitialize, and it's sets the audio back. So I fixed two problems in one go, and I made the no, I still haven't made the layer an overlay, but there aren't that many things here. Так, okay. Та-дам, та-дам, смешение, умножение, затемнение, затемнение, дыхание, обычное, перекрытие. Maybe this? No! Ah! Okay, this is not what I had in mind. I'll try a few things. No, still not that. What about this? CS6 is weird. In the CS4 version of Photoshop, this was very easy to find. Nope. And our 3 minutes are up. So, sorry, I'll try one last thing. Nope, doesn't work. The sound went off when the title window popped up. What title window? I don't know. Anyway, at least we fixed the sound, which is great. And let's design another creature. Okay, this one maybe wasn't as effective as the last drawing. Okay, let's try another. Let's just try painting. Except first I want to draw to sketch at least a small drawing so that I can paint over it. All right, so we have a snail person and a chameleon person, or actually a snail and a chameleon. They're just heads, so they could be just animals. What other? Oh, I have a turkey here, and I can. This is actually a really interesting animal to base a race of creatures from, because they have all of these flaps of skin that fall off, and I think they can be used really in interesting ways. First of all, let's make this smaller. 7 pixels is my preferred size of a brush. Okay. Should I give this thing a beak? Probably. All right. Eyes. Now, when you design a creature, first of all, you start with the shape of the head. So I haven't started with the shape of the head, so don't watch what I'm learn from what I say, not from what I do. Start from the form of the head, and for a human, you can start with a circle, and then just do this. That's a face. Then you have your eyes here, nose, maybe a little shorter, mouth, ears, and stuff. So that's your basic human head. If you want a weird cartoony alien head, you can start experimenting with shapes, and maybe you can come up with an interesting design from there. Okay. Another thing you need to know is that most shapes in a body that's healthy are convex, meaning, let's draw a square. This is a normal square. If I put a finger here and push, it becomes this surface becomes concave, and this happens usually when skin is drooping, like if a creature or a person is very old, or dead or dying. If you want something to be healthy, to look healthy, you want convex shapes that go out. That's just a general tip for creature design. Let's actually draw a shape to start designing our head from. Okay, so this thing. and maybe something a little less human, but still that you can conceivably see it, talking and walking around, doing things. Maybe, yeah, but Mr. Ability says maybe you make a new layer and then set the new layer to overlay. I'll look into that later. I don't want to spend any more time on this today. I'll just draw other other stuff, and I'll figure it out. But basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to start painting, basically changing the black in this picture to other colors, but the tone remains the same. The color changes, but the tone remains the same. So if it's dark green, if I choose green here, this part here would be dark green, and this part here would be light green. So it's really easy to, once this drawing has already all of the tones set, it's easy to add colors to it and make it look alive. And you don't have to you can mix colors, basically. You don't have to make it all green. You can make this thing red and add highlights that are light blue, and it will look awesome. I've done it before, and it looks really, really good. Okay, let's create an interesting design. Mr. Bootsa says, try to paint on the new layer. I use Photoshop myself, but not for drawing, as I can only draw simplistic stick figures. Yeah, well. Oh, so you use Photoshop. Do you know for sure how to change a layer to overlay and do what I just said? Or is it just a guess? Because if you're sure, I can do that, and we can fix this creature here and finish drawing it. Okay. I don't know where this is going, but it looks kind of interesting, at least. I don't know what this chin is. It a chin or a double chin, or a beard? What is this? This looks incredibly strange, to say the least. Okay. I want to paint on top of this and see what I get. Let's get this layer and make another one. Now for some reason I'm forgetting how to add a new layer. How do you do this? No, come on, I did this before. Oh my god, how can I forget? Okay, I did it. Don't worry, I'm not completely brain dead. Nice. Now I can paint on top. Make this brush bigger and start painting on top. I want this creature to be bluish and reddish here. Yeah, I won't forget to save my work. No, I always save. Actually, let's save right now. Base set 1. Let's save this Brainstorming creatures. Okay, this can be a little yellowish, and the beak can be a little darker. I'm thinking, like almost black. Please remember that I have no idea how this will look like. Looks pretty interesting. Insane, pretty interesting. Make it smaller. And we can go inside and do some detail work. Where did it go? Okay, here. I can bluish tint, make it here. Right. I should probably talk about something. I forget that people talk during streams. I don't usually talk when I paint, but I figured that since this is quite casual, I should be able to talk, and then I forgot. So what should we talk about? This thing looks incredibly strange. Doesn't look like anything that we see. It may be inspired by a turkey, but certainly it isn't one. Let's give it like big round black eyes. And this can be an ear here. Almost like a Freezer or Frieza type ear from Dragon Ball Z. Okay, I'm just adding some detail to this. For some reason, this creature also has a mustache. I should maybe draw things that don't have mustaches. This looks like an old diplomat, an old wise sage. All right. And get a few, okay, a few shades darker, blue. Yeah, I should actually talk a lot more. I'm not talking it out. Yes, have you watched Dragon Ball Z? Yes, I have. Maybe not in its entirety. It's a lot of episodes, including Dragon Ball. It's 300, 400, I want to say, episodes. Yeah, I consider myself a fan. There's a new movie coming out, Dragon Ball Z Revival of Frieza. And Frieza is personally my favorite villain from that universe. Maybe not everyone wants to hear us talk about Dragon Ball Z, but I think it did a few things really, really right. The reason I think it became so popular is because they cracked, in my opinion, the episode formula or the TV series formula. They um, usually the episodes ends on a cliffhanger. Except, of course, they say, watch on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Krillin does something else, like Gohan, blah, blah, blah. And they say what's going to happen, but in every episode, something happens. Maybe not much, but something usually happens. And you want to see how either. Also, it's when you even if you haven't never seen Dragon Ball or have seen maybe a few episodes here and there, and you watch a random episode, you know exactly what's happening. You know that this is the bad guy. He is about to transform. I don't know. He needs this. He's wants that, and it's really easy to get into Dragon Ball, even if it's on episode 116. I was saying that they cracked the TV formula, and I want to say something else about Dragon Ball Z. They oh yeah, it's not about the fights in Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, there are a huge amount of fights, but the reason they don't become stale and they are always intriguing is because it's not about the fights, it's about the reason why those characters are fighting. And um, especially characters like Vegeta, he always has he's the best developed character in my opinion. And but even the other characters, when they fight, they all usually there's a reason, and there's a bigger picture around it, and you are invested in the fight because you care about the characters. So that's what I wanted to say about Dragon Ball Z. Meanwhile, I am drawing a really weird alien. Incredibly weird. It doesn't look like anything that should be allowed to live on any planet ever. But I don't care. It lives in my universe. Oh, let's get rid of the painting. This could take a long time to draw, but I think you can see where it is going, where I'm going with it. Okay, I'll finish this, and then I'll start sketching random aliens until I find good designs. I didn't think it would take so long to to paint the characters in color, but it takes a lot more time than I thought. So let's add some red here, just because. I think I'll just start drawing in black and white and thinking of interesting designs based off creatures, or maybe not, based on nothing, just pure fantasy creatures. All right, so there's this crest top here. Let's make it red also. Okay. Did you know that turkeys are so dumb? Are like one of the dumbest animals in the world. I don't know why turkeys specifically, but when it rains, they are so dumb that they uh, look up with their beaks open because they don't know what's happening, and they drown. They can't handle the rain. I don't know how they survived in um, in North America without humans. You know, before they're domesticated. Maybe they weren't as dumb before, um, or maybe it never rained. No, it rained, of course. Um, but maybe it's a myth. It sounds like it's a myth. It can't be right. Come on, but that's just an interesting story I have about turkeys, and that's about everything I can tell you about turkeys. No, I have a little small thing I can um, tell you about. When I was 4 years old, I was at a farm, and they had all kinds of animals there, and they had turkeys. So I think I was 4, maybe 5. Doesn't really matter for the story. I was really small. So I had this red hat on top of my head, and I went to pet the turkey because I'm a kid and, you know, I want to pet the turkey. And the turkey just went berserk and attacked me because they apparently don't like the color red, just like bulls. And it jumped on my head. So I had this turkey on my head for 2 seconds until I just exploded, crying, or you know, just yelling. I always liked the little black cat that was sitting on Bulma's dad all the time. If anyone remembers, yes, Dr. Briefs, not the cat. The Bulma's dad was called Dr. Briefs, and he had this cat with pointy. Maybe I can even draw him. Um, and then there's the Dr. Briefs, you know, with his mustache and his beard and glasses, whatever. Yeah, I'm exactly that's exactly how it looks. Anyway, that's the cat, kind of. Does it look like it? I think it does. Okay, we have this weird ass creature. Let's give him a blue neck. Let's put some more red in here. And let's finish with this one. Okay. Okay, something like this. Some darker hair here, some more colored hair here. And I've gone to the point where I've started to ruin my own drawing, so I should probably stop. Yeah, I should probably stop now. Why am I still drawing? Okay, and let's draw this, and Okay, that's pretty much it for this guy. So we have 3 heads. Where's the third one? There it is. Yeah, I like this one best, honestly. I can take the drawing and move it here. Here they are. 3 really different creatures. I like how this weird one turned out. Maybe he won't become a staple of the multiverse, but still, it's a weird creature. Anyway, let's save this and let's make another file. Save. Perfect. New. 4000 by 4000 pixels. Black. White. Opacity 30%, and that imitates dimensions 7 pixels or 8. Yeah, fine, 8 pixels is fine. New layer. Done. Let's create some more creatures. Just brainstorming ideas for creatures. All right, so as I said, let's start with the shape of the head. Now I want to design some more weird looking aliens, so let's go with shape of the head that's like this. No, not like this. Well, maybe. Okay. Something closer to a glove, maybe something like this. Now, these won't be based off of any creatures. Just they'll mostly be based off of shapes, and we'll see what comes up. Maybe we can come up with some cute, interesting aliens. I realize that I don't want just 10 races of creatures. I want as many as possible because it's called multiverse after all. And even in a single universe, you can have all sorts of weird races, like in a Star Wars universe or a Star Trek universe. You can have all sorts of different animals and intelligent even beings. Okay, wait, maybe this is a little too weird, actually. No, it isn't. No, it isn't at all. Let me see actually how many people do we have in the stream. Because I can see Rizzo, Mr. Blitze, Tokared. I know who you are, Tokared. Let's see, how do you do this? Let's open Twitch. Yeah, 4 people watching. That's okay. I'm perfectly fine with 4 people watching. I would be still designing creatures either way. I mean, I'm totally fine. That's really all I can hope for at this point. I don't have a huge following on YouTube. It's not like I will get every single subscriber to watch a stream. That's I mean, come on, that's just unreasonable. I started thinking about streaming other stuff, not only drawings. Maybe I can stream myself playing other trading card games, and I'm really good at analyzing while I'm playing. So maybe I can play Magic the Gathering Chandelar or Magic the Gathering Online. I don't have a what's it called? An account, but I can get an account maybe. Well, I can start with Chandelar because I already have that game, and I can just play it and comment on the design choices and say why they did that, and I think it can be a really informative experience for me and for you also. For anybody who's interested in how these games are made and wants either to make their own trading card game or just is interested in knowing how they're made. So if I'll be drawing on Sundays, so maybe I can do these streams on other days of the week, and I can upload the results on. I have another channel called Talk Games that doesn't have a single video yet, but the idea was I would film myself playing these trading card games and discuss their designs and put the results on YouTube. But streaming is actually more fun, I think, both for the viewers and for the person doing the commentary. Because you're not alone, because there are so many people to interact with. Okay, this is a interesting thing. Maybe not the best design, but let's continue. Let's get a crazier even shape. Okay, maybe something like this. Oh, what? You can see I'm getting out of bounds. Okay, let's say that this will be the shape of the head of our creature. Now let's design it. Okay, let's have two long nostrils. I want ears maybe here, drooping ears. Okay, eyes can be either down here or up here. No, up here I don't like them. Make something more crazy, make the eyes down here. And they can have maybe can have weird pupils. I don't know what kind of pupils they can have. Even if they're... No, let's make them weird. I want to make some weird eyes. So animal eyes can be like this. The pupil can be really big. Or octopi have this sort of slit eye. Now, there are segmented eyes in the insect world. There are these kinds of cat-like eyes or lizard-like eyes. There are cuttlefish eyes, which have this weird letter Q inside of it. The pupil really can be any shape, so let's make it a weird pupil, maybe like this. Okay. Okay, does it need a mouth? Probably, yeah. Something like this. Yeah, that's an interesting looking thing. It's really interesting, actually. Yeah, about the stream thing, I also thought that this could be an interesting way of getting new people interested into the game. If I play, I mean, Twitch is a huge site. So many people go on Twitch to watch people play Hearthstone even. I could play Hearthstone. It's a trading card game like any other. It's fun. I was saying, so many people watch people play on here that if I play trading card games, maybe some fans of trading card games will just come here by accident and then move over to the YouTube channel and get interested into the game. So this can be an interesting way of acquiring new fans and new possible backers for the Kickstarter. I'm assuming all of you know that I will be organizing a Kickstarter. Let's give him another 2 years. Okay, let's give him 4 years. That's actually an interesting thing. Oh, what an interesting head he has. And he doesn't really look like a science fiction alien. He looks more like a fantasy creature, and that's exactly what I was going for. My game is not science fiction. It doesn't have much to do with the real world. Science fiction usually means that it's based on science, and my game, it could be turned into science fiction, but I want it to be science fantasy. Oh no, not science fantasy, space fantasy, because this way there is a lot more to explore when making expansions and creating all sorts of weird cards and new universes to inhabit for these creatures. And you can make all sorts of weird creatures like this one, which isn't really it doesn't make a lot of sense. Why would you have 4 ears, 2 on top of each other? Yeah, come on, it just looks dumb. No, it looks awesome. And it looks... let's give him a tongue. Okay. So we managed to create a design from this weird shape of a head. Pretty much. Okay, let's continue this thing. Let's continue this trend. I don't know, let's make it something really, really strange. They need to be organic shapes though. If you design a head, it can't be like a triangle, literally. The pairs, the shapes you use are like pears and balls and what are the things like wedges, and not like these sort of wedges, but something more rounded, more organic. Let's give this guy small beady eyes. Actually, let's start designing him from the eye. Okay, this looks a little bit like it wasn't intended. Maybe this can be just a hat, not necessarily a piece of its body. It's a hat. Okay. When do you plan to Kickstarter? Good question. I was planning to Kickstarter next year in September, so September 2016. Oh, wait, 16 or 15? We're in 2015 right now. Yeah, 16 next year, because that's first of all after I finish university, so I'll have all of June, July and August to prepare for the Kickstarter, do all sorts of PR and marketing, and talk to people on the internet, sites, make them try to publish articles and do all of that stuff. Plus, I need to amass enough followers and subscribers and people that are interested in the game, so that there are more backers, possible backers later on. And I mean, I love you guys. I love talking to you and talking about trading card games and whatnot. Replying to your comments on YouTube, but it's just not enough of you. Even if all of you right now pledge a big amount of money to the Kickstarter, it just won't be enough to create a digital version, because I plan on creating, along with the paper version, a digital version. Lately, trading card games haven't been successful. Paper trading card games. There are a few digital trading card games that have been successful, like Hearthstone and Hex, I think it's called, Hex TCG. I haven't played it. I've heard about it, so it has to be successful. And this actually looks like a creature that could be used in the game. Oh, look at that. It has a weird hat, though. I was saying, there are digital trading card games that are successful, but for some reason, paper trading card games are usually not successful. Even those that have significant brand recognition, like Dragon Ball CCG, which is an okay game, is a good game. Um, it's basically Naruto TCG but with Dragon Ball characters. Then there is World of Warcraft trading card game. I don't know if they stopped making it because they were planning on creating Hearthstone or not, or it just wasn't selling. I'm assuming a mixture of both. Plus, Duel Masters, I think, stopped producing their stuff. If not Duel Masters, then Kaijudo, which is made by Wizards of the Coast, the creators of Magic the Gathering, and they discontinued one of their games, one of their trading card games. It's a really bad sign. Probably it's because most people who play trading card games cannot invest in more than one, and if it's a small game, then it's really hard to find people who play it in like local game stores, and they just have a really hard time finding players who who know how to play the game. They're just a lot more Magic the Gathering players, or Warhammer, or these sort of games. There are a lot of players, and that's why I want to make a digital version. So, well, that's partially why I want to make a digital version. I want to make it because it, you know, it's easier to find people to play with online. It's easier to keep track of stuff. You don't have to shuffle your deck. You don't have to count resources. The program does that for you. And I don't know what I'm drawing right now. This is something extremely weird. And it just, you can sit at home and play trading card games if you really want online. But also I like paper trading card games, so I want to implement something along the lines of what Pokemon did with their packs and their codes in booster packs. So if you buy a booster pack of paper Pokemon trading cards, you get a code and you insert that code into the online version of the game and you get a booster pack of the same expansion. I don't know if you get exactly the same cards. I'm assuming you get different cards. You could theoretically get the same cards, but usually not. And this way you double your collection. You know, you have paper cards and digital cards. What am I drawing? What is this? Are these antennae? Are these nostrils? Or are these eyes and these hands? This is something really weird. I don't know what to do with this. This is really weird. Let's continue. It's not that expensive to make a paper trading card game. The expensive part is shipping, and printing is not even that expensive. It's just really hard to find people willing to play the game and stores willing to buy packs when they know that trading card games aren't selling that well. I've had a lot of board game players say to me to make my game a living card game, which is something that not Final Fantasy games, Final Flight games, Fantasy Flight games, that's what they're called. They have a copyright on this term, I think, or a patent, and it's the difference between a living card game and a trading card game is imagine that you have a trading card game like Magic the Gathering, let's say, but instead of buying booster packs, you buy the entire game. Oh, that's really hard to do right now because it has like 15,000 cards plus. So let's say Magic the Gathering Alpha Edition, so 300 cards, just the first set, has come out, and instead of buying booster packs, instead of getting random cards, instead of the whole collectible aspect, you just buy all of the cards, four of every card printed, and you can build any deck you want, and that's it. So you buy a box and you have the game like it's a board game. Now, some people would say to me that that's a better way of selling a trading card game. Now, not of selling, but a better. They have a better experience. Some people just don't like buying stuff that they don't like gambling. They think that buying booster packs is like gambling. It's like you don't know what you're going to get, so it's just a way of getting more out of the customer, and it's not that. I mean, some trading card games exploit that the fact that the cards in their booster packs are semi-random. Yu-Gi-Oh! Not subtle at all. But if it's a well-designed trading card game, a well thought out and honest trading card game, you don't exploit the system, and it really enables a lot of strategies. Like the whole thing with drafts, booster drafts, and the sealed, and all of the limited formats are. All of these formats are possible because there are booster packs, and because the contents are semi-random, because you have rarity. In a living card game, you don't have rarity. All of the cards have the same rarity, so you don't have the thrill of excitement of opening products. Now that depends on the person. Some people like opening booster packs, some don't. If you don't like the collection aspect and you just want to play the game, then I would recommend just buying the cards as singles. Yeah, that's probably the best thing. But having the whole trading card game model allows for these limited ways of playing, like booster draft, sealed, Winston draft, Winchester draft, Rochester draft, Solomon draft, pile draft, and any draft variants that you can think of. Plus pack wars. What else? Double sealed. The list could go on forever. Not only that, I think I have a few other things to say in defense of the trading card game model. Yes, I have. First, let me read what people are saying. Perhaps it doesn't have to look like anything we could imagine. Oh, you were talking about this one. Yeah, that's that's a good point. It's an alien, so that's a good point actually. And Rizzo said, I think a digital online version has far more potential, but playing with real cards is usually more fun. That's what I think, at least. Not only with the real cards, but with real people. I mean, when you're playing a game online, you are playing with real people, but there are somewhere around the world you don't actually see them, and you don't interact with them, you don't read them, so to speak. So, for example, if the player you're playing with draws a card and he goes, ugh, then it's a bad card. On an online game, you don't get that reaction. But there are pluses to having an online game. I won't lie. I won't, deny that. Oh, I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about I was talking about something important. Oh yeah, defense. My stance on the trading card game model and the rarity model. Yes, I have another thing to say. Imagine a game that has 15,000 cards, like Magic the Gathering. Every card says something different, has something written on it. It may have keywords or lines of text that are difficult to interpret, difficult to evaluate compared to other cards. It's an enormous amount of information. It's just huge. I don't know all of the Magic the Gathering cards. Do you know all of the Magic cards? No, I'm assuming not. If you do, then you know a lot of stuff. And you can't buy a box, even with 300 cards, and expect that it'll be easy to learn. And in let's say in 20 minutes, you will build a deck and play and be, semi-decent with it. So if you don't overwhelm the players with information by giving them 300 cards, especially new players, because new players they don't know how to play, so you need to teach them a little at a time. Am I doing exactly the same thing that is here? I'm just doing the same thing. Let's do something else. new players can get overwhelmed very quickly, and a good way to teach them what the cards do is you teach a little at a time. You don't say, okay, this card does this card does this, and all of the 1,000 cards that your game has. A new player just can't handle all of that information. There are the comprehensive rules of Magic. Again, I haven't read them. I've played Magic for something like 8 years now, and I haven't read the comprehensive rules. I've looked at them. They are 200 plus pages long, and really, you don't need the comprehensive rules to play a regular game of Magic. Sometimes a card interaction would be hard to evaluate and understand what's happening and what needs to happen in a certain instance. But usually you don't need all of the rules because you're not playing with all of the cards, first of all, and you don't own all of the cards, and you don't see all of the cards, and you don't even imagine what kind of weird combinations can occur if there are 1,000 cards or 15,000 cards in your game. So I'm saying basically that for newer players, it's better to learn a little at a time your huge game with packs of cards, maybe small decks, 40 card decks, or whatever amount of cards your decks have, and you learn a little at a time, and you stagger the information. You don't give it all at the same time. This way, both newer players can enjoy the game and older players, because players that have played for a longer time, they still have stuff to learn. They haven't been exposed to all of the cards, so they can explore the vast library of cards that the game has to offer, and choose, continue learning, and that's a way you can teach to play a game with so many components. And I personally don't know how many cards. I probably should look into how many cards, let's say, Call of Cthulhu, the living card game, has. I don't know. Maybe it has 3,000 or 4,000 cards, but most probably it's more like closer to 1,000 or 800 cards. I don't know. But I'm assuming if it's for 800 cards, then you can buy the basic set, a few expansions, and you own all of the cards. You have a good idea of all of the interactions. Again, at this point, I'm not as knowledgeable about what I'm talking about, so I should probably just quit right there. So yeah. Another thing with trading card games is that certain cards have effects that don't need to happen very often. And that's why there's the rarity system that makes them rare. Cards that are narrow, they have narrow effects. Cards that cost a lot of resource in game, or mana or energy or whatever, you don't need as many of them in your deck, and therefore they are rarer and harder to find. Cards that are more difficult to understand. In a living card game, there's no rarity, so you get all of the cards, all of the most complicated cards with the easier ones, and you're supposed to just take it all and understand it all, and it can be overwhelming, especially if the game is complex, like Mothership or Magic or I don't know, another trading card game. Well, I've been talking non-stop for a long time. Do you have anything right here to add? Yeah, built-in voice chat and webcam chat, so you can turn off. So you still need to. I'm sorry, this chat is so small. I'll just read it here, okay? If it's not a problem. Built-in voice chat. Voice chat could be included, and webcam that can still need to use for poker face. One thing with voice chat is that people are, let's say, not very nice on the internet usually. So, especially when playing games, people can be very immature. And that's not a problem with trading card games, it's just a problem with people in general. And especially if they're uh, sore loser, sore losers or sore winners, uh, they can trash talk or verbally abuse people. So, you know, having voice chat is not the best thing, I think. Having just normal chat where you can monitor what the people say and what you want to, you can exclude certain um, words from the chat, swear words and whatnot, and offensive words. So you can have a better experience because chances are if you're playing a game, you want to play a game, you don't want to get verbally abused or you don't want to be cyberbullied or whatever. I'm not saying that this will happen, but this will happen. What a weird creature this is. I like how it looks. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'll just keep it like this. You can have a long neck. Okay, so what have I drawn so far here? It's quite a bit of creatures. Um, let's draw a creature that's based off of another animal. I think I've run out of animals right here that I Google searched before. Yeah. Oh no, I still have a frog here. I have a frog. I can design a creature based on a frog, but humanoid. Let's see. Okay, first of all, big round eyes. Ribbit. Big mouth. Okay. Can have this. Also, you can see I haven't drawn my the shape of the head. This is a thing that I do sometimes. It's not not recommended. Oh, look at this. It can be an interesting head shape. Oops. I really hope that this trading card game becomes successful. Once I've played the yesterday, I really don't get to play often, and I just realize how fun it is. I'm sure that if you've played even this very rough version, you can see the potential, and you can see that if you add art, if you add, if fix some of the balance issues and whatnot, you will find that the game itself, the gameplay is fun, even with these very basic cards, basic set cards. Um, Plus, it took me a lot to figure out, and a lot to figure out how it works and how it should function, all of the things that you can do, and after every playtest, it becomes even better and better, by a lot. I'm assuming because it's still quite early. The changes will be smaller as the game becomes more stable. Like in the last playtest, I changed maybe 2 rules, and just slightly I changed how creatures can go inside of structures. It used to be the latest rule was that a creature cannot go inside and outside of a structure. Wait, a creature can't go in and out of the same structure on the same turn. So it can either go into it or out of it, but not in and out. This rule was made so that creatures won't just come out and deal damage and go back into their ship, let's say, and run away. Although now with the new boarding rule, it's not even that big of a problem. Honestly, if a game functions without a rule, you don't need to add it. It's just better to keep it simple, especially these trading card games, because they tend to become overly complex. You can add complexity really easily. It's really hard to remove complexity. That's why I don't have any weapons in my current trading card game, even though it makes sense. It's a space adventure, you know, fantasy, whatever game. You have weapons. You can have continuous effects that aren't objects, like laws or charms, you know, enchantments, all of that. I don't have them because they're not essential to the game. Technically, actions are not essential to the game, but you need a little bit of you need something aside from structures and creatures. So I added actions. I wanted to add stuff. I wanted to add things that you could do in your opponent's turn, like instant actions. But number one, they made the game really long, and it's already pretty long if you don't know what you're doing, if you're a beginner and you just start exploring the galaxy and not try to win the game like you're supposed to. Hey, what a cute, strange creature. Am I drawing? Yeah, I'm drawing on the second layer, not on the first layer. That's correct. Let's paint something here. I don't remember what I was talking about. Something about the Multiverse trading card game. Okay. Let me check the chat. I have these frogs on my second monitor, so I'm looking at the chat. Where are you? Here. Oh, no, not here. Where are you? Oh, yeah, here. There you are. No, you aren't talking much. It's okay. Wow, this stream has gone a lot better, I think, than the last one. Definitely than the last one. Probably even than the first one, because I haven't disconnected once. Oh, that's so cool. I haven't disconnected once. Yeah, I tried to minimize the possibility of this happening, and apparently it works. It worked. Once my audio cut out, but I fixed that. So that's awesome. Let's add a new layer. Here, a paint behind it. So to minimize the chance of that happening, I talked to my dad, and we decided to. We have Wi-Fi here at home, but of course, if someone else is using the same Wi-Fi, you know, even if they're not, some devices update regularly and download information, even though people aren't using them. So there's a lot happening with the what's it called? Wi-Fi, usually. So we just plugged in the Ethernet cable into my computer, and now the internet is not Wi-Fi, it's just I don't know what's it called, but Ethernet, I guess. So there are the possibility of disconnecting is lower, especially because nobody else is using the internet right now. Oh, what a nice color. Let's make the eyes a little bluish, light blue. Some blue colors here. But nice soft colors for this creature. All right, so I've been drawing for a while. Do you have any questions for, I don't know, since it's live, you can ask any questions you want about the Mothership trading card game, about anything really. If you want to know anything about me, if you want me to draw something, I can try, as long as it's not pornography or something too realistic, too hard to draw. Let's save this as Brainstorming Creatures 2, or actually 1. Save. Okay. New. What do you want me to draw? I'm taking what are those called? Suggestions? The stream quality is really good, I think, and also no buffering, etc. That's fantastic. What tablet would you recommend for a beginner? Mr. Blitz. For a beginner, now I haven't used many tablets. I've used 2. One that wasn't a Wacom, that was a really, really cheap brand that didn't have pressure sensitivity, which is incredibly important. Even if you're a beginner, if you want to paint and draw, you need pressure sensitivity. And I've used this one. So I really can't recommend anything. I can say that the Wacom Bamboo series is the cheapest of the Wacoms. Now this one is a Cintiq. You see I am drawing on the screen, and the drawing is appearing while look you can see it's appearing as I draw. The Bamboo is different. You draw on a black small canvas and you look at the screen, which can be hard, but I'm assuming you get used to it after a while. So the Bamboo, if you're starting out, and if you don't know if you'll use it a lot, so yeah, I think the Wacom Bamboo series. Otherwise, if you know that you will be drawing in the future a lot, the Intuos. Oh, by the way, I don't know if the Bamboo has pressure sensitivity. Check before you purchase. It needs pressure sensitivity. Even if it's like 512 different pressure points, that's plenty. That's more than your hand can handle. The Intuos is a little more expensive, and still a black tablet that you don't draw on. You draw on, but you watch the computer. You plug into the computer. So I don't know, either a Bamboo or an Intuos 4, and see what suits you. You really should ask someone else. I really like this Cintiq. It's so much easier to learn for me personally, because I've been painting and drawing traditional art for a very, very long time. So this is the closest that there is on the market to traditional art, and it's just fantastic. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can change all sorts of stuff. You can look at this. Woo! I'm going left and right. Come on, go back to straight. No. Perfect. Now, what are people saying? What do you want me to draw? If you don't want me to draw anything, I can just go to sleep. It's quite late. Can you draw another character from Dragon Ball? Ooh, anime. That's now to draw. You are asking me to replicate the style of Akira Toriyama, of a person, a Japanese artist, and replicating from the mind is kind of hard. I can draw something. I mean, I can try. What character do you want me to draw? I can try. No, come on. Oh, this is going to be terrible. I can try to draw Vegeta. Okay, let's draw him really fast, so maybe it'll look okay. I'm the Prince of all Saiyans! That's horrible. It doesn't sound at all like Vegeta. It's really hard to mimic a person's style. Something like that. And then I don't know. Vegeta. I'm Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans. No, come on. That's pretty terrible. Yeah, that's the best Vegeta I can do. Oh, I mean, that's a little close, I guess. That's the best you can get out of me. Anything else? Maybe I can draw some. I can draw Majin Buu, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, I guess. Kind of. Right? Okay, this is quite close. Come on. Close enough. Sure. Perfect. Okay, I'm just making him look worse now. And this concludes our stream. Perfect. Let's thank you. You seem to like it. All right. Yeah, I think I'm done here. Maybe I can. I don't know. Actually, these isn't bad. These aren't bad. I'll find a way to. Um, I mean, I'll look up how to um, overlay in Photoshop CS6, and I'll use it next time. Next time, I think I'll actually be creating card art. It takes a lot more than 2 hours, though, so it'll be just a piece of the process. So what did we do today? We had this just snail, plain snail, this plain lizard, this plain nonsense, and creatures, and more creatures. No, actually, that's it. Is that it? Come on. Oh, that's not a lot. Look forward for tomorrow's episode of Let's Make a Trading Card Game. What else should I tell you? Yeah, I think I will start playing like Pokemon the Trading Card Game and Magic Chandelier and Yu-Gi-Oh! Journey of the Destined Duel. I think that, or Duelist. I have those games, and that's a lot more fun than just watching someone try to talk about something for 2 hours and enjoying slowly really weird creatures. I think my favorite out of these ones is this weird pig monster, which spawned from the design challenge of creating a character with this weird shape of a head. Why am I still rotating this? I wanted to go in and yeah, do this. Go inside. Okay, then that's enough for the stream, and bye bye. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you later. I'll probably start streaming on Wednesdays for the game streams, and I'll continue doing these art streams on Sunday. And you can ask me anything here. And we can talk about trading card games, about Star Wars, about anything that you want me to talk about. Maybe more Dragon Ball, I don't know. And I'll see you guys later. Keep it up.